Welcome to U.S. LawShield and Texas LawShield's live report on Facebook Live. From the news desk in Houston, I am Sam Malone. Let me get to independent program attorney Emily Taylor, a woman who can break the internet as a lawyer. How are you, Emily? What's going on?
I'm great. How are you?
Fantastic. After the violence that took place in Virginia, where you had members of various hate groups and you had leftist groups and they're fighting in a car and a person died, what kind of advice do you have? Let's say something like that happened. There was a rally, going to be a protest in Texas. What advice do you have on concealed carry and open carry? Obviously, you want to bring your gun because there's a lot of thugs who've been looting and burning and doing all kinds of bad behavior when Trump was elected, when Trump was inaugurated. We saw what happened at Berkeley, Chicago. Anyway, what advice do you have for going into a crowd where there's a lot of anger and there could be violence with an open carry or concealed carry?
Well, here's what I'll say first, is that there are many states that actually have laws against carrying a firearm into a permitted protest or rally. Texas is not one of those states. So in Texas, so long as you have that license to carry, you may have your weapon with you at one of these protests or rallies. Just because the law says it okay doesn't mean that it is without restriction or limitation. And I would just issue some words of caution, which is that in these situations, which I think can get very tense, if you have a visible weapon, you're kind of opening the door to the guys on the other side of this protest because they see your weapon and you get mad and it gets heated and you exchange words. It is really easy for them to call the cops up and say, hey, that guy with the 1911 on his belt pulled it and he pointed it at me. You're sort of giving them a head start on making up these tales, which you might think that I sound really paranoid and crazy saying that, but we see it in road rage all the time where people will just, get in road rage, look at that pickup truck and say, I bet there's a gun in there, and call it into the police and say, oh yeah, that red pickup, the crazy guy waved a gun at me. And it's totally illegitimate, but it requires a police response.
Emily Taylor, independent program attorney, U.S. LawShield. This is why you need U.S. LawShield, folks. There are so many questions and so many answers, and they're on call, and the entire lawyer staff, Emily included, are there to help you.